Oh, not what I was looking for. All right, there we go. We are live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the World Wrestling Show. I'm your host, Jake Randy, as always, and tonight we talk WWE Fastlane. Alright, we're back, guys, and welcome to the World of Wrestling Show once again. I'm your host, Jake Randy, and tonight, thank you for joining me for Showstopper Episode 3. Now, if you're new to the show or you're new to the channel, the World of Wrestling Show is where we go currently over WWE content, such as Monday Night Raw reviews, SmackDown reviews, and pay-per-view reviews. This show is called Showstopper, and what we do on this show is usually I'm joined by my co-host, Nate, who's here with me to talk WWE rumors, news, and predictions when there's a pay-per-view such as tomorrow, like Fastlane. But today he couldn't join me, unfortunately, but it's alright. We're still going to continue the show, guys. I'm still here, and we're going to get into talking about these WWE Fastlane predictions. So let's, without further ado, let's jump into it, right? Another thing, guys, excuse me for the noise that you may hear in the background. There's currently people working on our refrigerator that's broken. Anyways, guys, let's jump right into it. Again, this show's for predictions, news, and rumors. So by the end of the show, after we're done with the whole predictions, you can stick with me and we'll talk WWE news and rumors. A big rumor tonight that we'll talk about soon to end off the show. So stay tuned for that. There's a couple big rumors. Things you may have heard, things you may not have heard. I'm almost sure you may have not heard the one that I'm about to tell you tonight, but maybe I have. It just kind of broke news recently. We're not sure if this is just speculation or rumors or what. But anyways, despite all that, let's jump into WWE Fastlane predictions, guys. So we're gonna start off with the first match, and I'm not sure if these are in order or what, but we'll see tomorrow, and it seems like this might be the right order. This is from WWE.com's website where they have all their matches listed for Fastlane. So tomorrow we're gonna see Becky Lynch and Naomi versus Natalya and Carmela. This is one of those matches, and you know I should have said this before jumping into the predictions, guys. Let me just say something real quick. I think for all fans, marks, casual fans, whatever you want to call, different variety of fans, I think we can all agree a little bit that WWE SmackDown Live has not been exactly the most entertaining and hasn't had the best build up towards Fastlane. I mean, let's be honest, we've seen match just thrown together like this one, for example. What are we going to get out of Becky Lynch and Naomi versus Natalya and Carmela? I feel like they just had to put up a match together, so they kind of came up with this. I'm not sure where this whole feud came from. I know there was for a while we kept seeing these 6-women tag matches between Becky Lynch, Naomi, and Charlotte versus the Riot Squad, but Carmela and Natalya, I'm not sure. I will be honest though, there's a couple of SmackDown Live moments, or a couple I've watched SmackDown Live for the past couple of weeks, but there are some times where I tune out and I haven't exactly seen everything, so maybe they have been building up towards this for a while, but I don't exactly know where we're getting with this. I imagine Becky Lynch and Naomi will get the win, so that's my first prediction. I wouldn't understand why Natalya and Carmela would get a win over them. For all we know, Carmela could cash in at Fastlane. Who knows? That cash in has a big thing to do with the rumor I was talking about in the beginning of the show. There's big rumors going on about when Carmella's going to cash in, but we'll talk about that towards the end of the show. But yeah, I can't see Becky and Becky and Naomi. I can't see them losing this show or this match. I don't see them winning this match. I can't get my words straight. I don't see them losing this match because I don't know. Would you guys see them losing a match like this? What does that do them any good? So yeah, not much to say about that, guys. Again, guys, I want to hear you guys in the chat. Let me know your thoughts. Give me your predictions. This is a live show. I want to interact with you guys. If you're watching this not live, feel free to still interact with me in the comments below. We can talk more about WWE Fastlane and WWE in general, your opinions, your thoughts. Okay, so what else? What other matches do we got going on for this? We have. Okay, we got next Schinsky Nakamura versus Rusev. Another match I feel like they just put together out of the blues because I don't exactly remember them building towards this. I thought Rusev Day was having his own thing going on with other things, but apparently Shinsuke and Rusev were having a match at Fastlane. Why the hell not, right? WWE SmackDown booking logic. Shinsuke's not gonna lose, right? There's no way Shinsuke loses to Rusev. He won the Royal Rumble. You know, usually the Royal Rumble winners, they get thrown in some match like this in the shows before WrestleMania. We've seen it before. I'm trying to think of a good example. The year Batista won. Remember that year where they booed the hell out of Batista for winning, and he won, and then he had this like feud. It might have been Fastlane at the time. I don't know what pay-per-view it was. It was a pay-per-view before WrestleMania, and he had some like little feud with Alberto Del Rio, and it was only to occupy him until WrestleMania. That's exactly what I see with this right here. I see Shinsuke is going to get the win, obviously. If you guys disagree, let me know. I know Rusev days are over, but not over with at least the people in the back. It's for him to get the win over Shinsuke, especially heading into WrestleMania, where Shinsuke is about to possibly have the biggest, I don't know, it could be the biggest match. I'm not going to be too much of a mark and go ahead of myself there, but I will say that Shinsuke versus AJ Styles will more than likely bring the house down at WrestleMania. So, in a good way, not in a bad way. Not in like some Roman Reigns style WrestleMania 32 way, but I see Shinsuke. He's got the momentum. He just won the Royal Rumble. Why would he lose this match? Very predictable pay-per-view, I'll say. That it seems like another typical predicting WWE pay-per-view for WWE. Okay, let's jump into the next match, guys. We're going through these quick because, I mean, unless you guys want to stop me and we could talk more about each match, but there's not a lot to go into detail. Like I said, these matches, a lot of them were just put together for the sake of, well, we got a pay-per-view coming up. Let's throw some people together and let's have this short-term feud lead into WrestleMania. Some of them have, built booking. Like this next match right here, we got Randy Orton and Bobby Roode. They are building it a little more. I feel like, the rumor going around is that it might be Bobby Roode versus Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal. And apparently this is a match just put together for Fastlane. But it does have a little bit more built towards it. They have been having promos against each other for the past couple weeks on SmackDown Live. So, yeah, this is one of those matches that is going to lead to WrestleMania and still matter. But they really just, as it looks like, they're just gonna add in Jinder Mahal. It's this is actually one of those matches that's kind of hard to predict, and it's almost 50-50 because it doesn't matter if Orton has the United States Championship or if Bobby Roode has the United States Championship going into WrestleMania. Either way, it seems like we're gonna get Bobby Roode versus Orton versus Jinder Mahal. So it can go either way. I mean, do y'all have a favorite? Do y'all want to see Bobby Roode? Do you want to see Randy Orton win his first ever United States Championship at Fastlane? Do you want them to save that for WrestleMania? Or do you want Randy Orton to not even win the title come WrestleMania or Fastlane? Let me know, guys. Okay. Besides that, is there anything really other than that to say more about this match? I can't think of anything. I just... My prediction, I gotta have a prediction, right? This is a WWE prediction video, so let me see. Bobby Roode, Randy Orton. What do I imagine happening? Yeah, I don't see Randy Orton winning his first ever United States Championship at a Fastlane pay-per-view. If it's gonna happen, they're probably gonna save it for WrestleMania. I imagine Bobby Roode retains in some way. Maybe Jinder Mahal even gets involved. We could see definitely this lead to WrestleMania in that style where Jinder Mahal gets involved in this match. Maybe costs Orton, or maybe he costs Roode. You know what? Maybe that's a way they could go, where he costs Roode the United States Championship. Orton wins with an RKO out of nowhere. And then we see Jinder Mahal get into the title picture as Bobby Roode uses a rematch clause to get his title match at WrestleMania. Now that I'm thinking about it, that could be definitely an option for WWE to go that way. I don't know, maybe. Let me know what you guys think. Let's jump into the next match, guys. What is our next match on this pay-per-view? We have, in the women's division, again, we have Charlotte versus Ruby Riott. We've seen them on SmackDown Live sort of build towards this match, as Charlotte had gotten 2 wins over the Riott Squad members, Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan. And she kind of like, did the whole 2 down, 1 to go. And then you had Ruby Riott mock her as she defeated Becky Lynch and Naomi. So this has kind of been built up. But in all honesty, guys, do you guys really imagine Charlotte is going to lose the WWE Women or SmackDown Women's Championship going to WrestleMania? Nothing against Ruby Riott, right? But she just came in onto the SmackDown roster. So I think it's a little too early, especially going into WrestleMania. If you're going to have a title change right before WrestleMania, I don't think this is where it's going to happen. I couldn't see this title being changed. As the rumors have been speculating that Asuka and Charlotte could have a match at WrestleMania. So, that's one hell of a match. I would love to see that. So, I mean, if we're going to see a match of that caliber, and WWE should know that it's that high of a match, then I think they're going to keep the belt on Charlotte. And that's a lot of rumors going around, though, that Asuka's actually going to go after Charlotte. It's maybe they're waiting for Fastlane to be over with. They haven't had Asuka exactly come out, and like I stated on my Raw review this week, that you never see the Asuka versus Alexa Bliss kind of image on the screen like they've done with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. They have the graphic where it shows WrestleMania and it shows Roman and Brock. I don't think we've seen that with Alexa and Asuka. So maybe like they're waiting for Fastlane to go by and they're gonna bring it up soon, where Asuka really never wanted to go for Alexa's title. She actually wants to go for Charlotte's title on SmackDown Live, and Asuka makes the transition to SmackDown Live. Maybe we see that. My point is I don't see Charlotte losing the title here. Not to Ruby Riott. It's a very predictable pay-per-view, like I said, guys. But who knows? Maybe we could see that happen. What else do we got? I will say, though, man, with this women's title picture right now on SmackDown Live, I'm a little sad that, Becky's not in the title picture. I was hoping coming towards Mania, if we weren't originally going to get Charlotte versus Asuka, that at least we would see Becky versus Charlotte, and maybe Becky could go heel, or Charlotte would turn heel again or something, because Becky, ever since she came to SmackDown Live, we've seen her, she came in as the number 1 draft pick, not number 1 draft pick, but the first woman drafted to SmackDown Live, and she got her title opportunity. She won the title. Bliss eventually took it from her. Nothing against Alexa Bliss. I'm a huge fan of Alexa Bliss, so I don't regret that they took off, or I'm not hating that they took the title off Becky Lynch to give it to Alexa Bliss, because, I mean, look at where Alexa Bliss is now. She's getting really over with the fans as a heel, and she's just amazing, and I'm glad that I've been supporting her since the start. But with Becky Lynch, it's like she has a lot of potential, but they're not doing a lot with her that they could be doing, especially coming towards WrestleMania season, man. Is she gonna even be on the card? What are they gonna do with her? Because she, like I said, she has a lot of potential, but as of right now, she doesn't look anywhere near the title picture, as we're seeing Charlotte versus Ruby Riott. But it's still early. Fastlane, once Fastlane goes by, I feel like we're really gonna get that WrestleMania build up come on the SmackDown side. At least we're starting to see it on the Raw side, but that's because Raw got through their pay-per-view, the Elimination Chamber. So now SmackDown's Fastlane is in the way of WrestleMania, so it's kind of slowing the build towards WrestleMania. But come SmackDown this Tuesday, I'm sure we're gonna start to see that build really speed up towards WrestleMania. Let's see what else we got. What else do we got, guys? We got we got Usos. The Usos versus New Day. And I mean, these guys, they've thrown on some hell of matches, guys. I know if y'all have seen any of the matches they've had out of their, what is it, like 3 or 4 match series they've had in the past. You know, the title kept going back and forth at one point between these two, but they've thrown on some really great matches, and I think at Fastlane we could see them do it again. Why not? You know, we've seen them pull out lots of tricks. I'm sure we're gonna see them pull out a lot of new spots and stuff. It should be pretty interesting. Yeah, these two have so much chemistry together. I wouldn't be surprised if they're gonna like carry this on to WrestleMania. You know, maybe there's a screw up ending at Fastlane, and then they take it to WrestleMania. Or, you know, it could be as simple as the Usos lose the titles to the New Day here, and we see a title change at Fastlane, because there's got to be a title change, right? I don't imagine that there's not a title change on this pay-per-view. Maybe we could see a title change here, and then the Usos use their rematch clause to go to WrestleMania and defend them against, or not defend them, but get their rematch against the New Day. Or, you know, I don't know, maybe the Usos retain. These two teams right here, they've had great matches together. They've put on shows that were really entertaining. They've stole pay-per-view shows before. I'm trying to remember the specific pay-per-view that match they had, but it was that one where Xavier Woods had like jumped over the top rope, or they threw him over the top rope. One of the Usos threw him over the top rope, and then the other one caught him in a Samoan drop, and it looked like an ugly spot, but he took one hell of a bump there. And I remember that match, like, and I was thinking in the beginning of the show, and this might have been either the kickoff or the first match of the pay-per-view, and I remember thinking to myself, like, man, that just stole the whole pay-per-view. And I think it actually did steal the whole pay-per-view, because I think the rest of the pay-per-view ended up being like a bummer. But like I said, these two can put on a hell of a match, and I think we'll see another great match by them come Fastlane. My prediction on this match, I could say, man, you know, this one's another tough one. This one's like a 50-50. It's just like the Bobby Roode and Orton situation. I gotta say the Usos retain, though, right? You know, because you're thinking to yourself, are they gonna have another title switch? I wouldn't be surprised, actually, because they've done this before, where we've seen the Usos and the New Day kind of go back and forth with the titles. So it wouldn't be too much of a shock to see the Usos lose the titles. But no, I don't see it happening. I don't know. I don't see that happening. I see Usos retaining, and they go into Mania with the titles. I think they deserve it. What was it? Like they said on SmackDown Live, they cut a great promo against the New Day where they mentioned that the Usos themselves have been like downgraded each WrestleMania. You know, they've been kind of shoved out of the spotlight come WrestleMania time, and then they go hard and they work hard all year long, and then come WrestleMania season, they're put on the kickoff show, or they're not even put on the show. Was it last year that they weren't put on the show? There was a year, I think it was last year, and I think they mentioned this in their promo. I think they mentioned it where they were talking about last year they weren't even on the card. And man, that, you know, that sucks for a team that is really that talented, and for the WWE to not even like respect their tag team championships and have them defended for their, you know, their usual gimmick matches. It's kind of sucks, and it's pretty sad, man. You know, you got such a good talent there. Put them on the card. They can put on a hell of a show. Why not have them on the card? All right, guys. Jumping into what's next? The main event. Yeah, the main event. This is a short card now. I'm thinking about it, guys. This is really short. The main event is already up. Yeah. I don't think I missed anything. If I'm missing anything, let me know, guys, in the chat. But yeah, it looks like we're here for the main event next. It's a very short card. I would think it's a 2-hour pay-per-view, right? Would it make sense if it's 3 hours? I mean, if it's gonna be 3 hours, this main event might last a while. All right, jumping into the main event, guys. We got Baron Corbin. versus Kevin Owens versus John Cena versus Sami Zayn versus Dolph Ziggler versus the WWE champion AJ Styles. What was this a few weeks ago? Like a few weeks ago, wasn't this a triple threat match or something? Wasn't this between Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and AJ Styles? And then it eventually turned into AJ or Kevin Owens has to face, or was it Sami Zayn has to face Dolph Ziggler? I think that was the right storyline. It was Sami Zayn faces Dolph Ziggler. If Sami Zayn loses, Dolph Ziggler joins the fray, and it's a fatal four-way. And then it was like, if Kevin Owens loses to Baron Corbin, then it's a fatal five-way. And man, this is WWE booking, man. Like not a lot of logic going into this. Not a lot of thought. It just kind of seems like a bunch of superstars thrown together. It's almost like they're a mock of the Elimination Chamber without the chamber. You know what I mean? Because yeah, there's 6 of them. It's a 6-man match right now. What is this called? I don't even know. I run out of names once it gets past a fatal five-way. What is this, like a 6-man, some shit? But either way, it's like, wow, we've jumped from a triple threat, possibly, if I remember correctly, to a 6-man title match, scramble, whatever you want to call it. And the way they did it, you know, it wasn't AJ Styles that lost to Dolph and Baron Corbin that got them involved. It was Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. You know what logic is that if they lose, more people are added to the championship match and make it harder for AJ Styles to retain? You know what I mean? WWE logic at its best. There it is, guys. And then we get Cena, of course. This is the one AJ Styles lost last week on SmackDown, I think it was, where it was AJ Styles versus Cena. And if Cena wins, he joins the fray, and it's a 6-man scramble title match. Do I see Cena winning? Absolutely not. I don't. If you guys disagree, let me know. I'm not going to fall for Cena's promo he cut on Monday Night Raw, where he mentioned that, you know, he's coming for the title and he's going to destroy the dreams of AJ Styles versus Shinsuke, and he's gonna do this and that, and he's gonna head into WrestleMania strong. And Shinsuke, or not Shinsuke, but if AJ loses the title to Cena, he can use his rematch clause and turn it into a triple threat match. I think a lot of people were concerned about this. I think a lot of people on the internet were talking about how it would ruin the main event. Or not the main event. We don't even know if it's the main event. Most likely it's not. Most likely Brock Lesnar versus Roman's the main event. But if you know, a lot of people were saying, you know, if Cena's thrown into this match and makes it a triple threat, it's gonna ruin it. It's not gonna be Styles versus Shinsuke. It's not gonna be the dream match. It's not gonna be that same feeling at Money in the Bank when AJ Styles and Shinsuke were in the middle of the ring staring at each other. I don't know if I agree with that, but I will say that I'm not concerned. WWE will throw you some curveballs sometimes, and you just never know what they might do. It's what makes it sometimes unpredictable. But a lot of the times, it sometimes is predictable, especially come WrestleMania season. You know, once those rumors start dropping, it's usually pretty true. I still see Undertaker coming back, guys. I still see Cena losing this. The whole story is John Cena's road to WrestleMania. And I'm trying to remember who it was, because I'm trying to use an example for this. But there was somebody a couple of years ago that had a very similar storyline. And maybe it was Cena. Maybe it was Cena. Or maybe not. I don't know. But there was somebody who had a similar storyline. Basically, they come out every week. They talk about how they may not make it to WrestleMania. When, you know, it's all bullshit. We know they're gonna get to WrestleMania. There's obviously a reason they're having them cut promos on Raw every week. They're building up towards something big. What would make sense? Undertaker and Cena, right? Look, it just all adds up. You know what I mean? We see Undertaker training in the gym again. There's people talking about him on social media, or his wife on social media posting about him working out again. He dyed his hair again. Then we have Cena coming out on Raw, who's talking about opponents, or not opponents, but trying to figure out his road to WrestleMania, saying he's going to get there. He failed to do it at the Elimination Chamber, the Royal Rumble. Of course he's going to fail to do it at Fastlane. They're going to figure out some way to have Cena sit down at the end of the show, or have him on Monday Night Raw with his sad look, and he's going to be there like, I failed. I will not make it to WrestleMania. Cue the Undertaker bell, right? The dong, the gong, whatever you want to call it. It has to happen that way, right? Let me know if you guys disagree, but I imagine Styles retains, man. They're not going to take away that match. I feel like the Styles and Shinsuke is, I think it's written in the books. Not yet, but I think it's definitely engraved in stone that match is going to at least happen at this year's WrestleMania. As long as everyone stays healthy and everything goes well. I know there was rumors about Cena and Rey Mysterio. I think I have some news on him. We'll talk about that later. But, yeah, you know, Rey had suffered an injury, and I don't think they're in any rush to throw him in WrestleMania. That whole Cena versus Rey rumor was, I think it was debunked too, but it was definitely very odd for them to just bring that up. So random, you know. But, again, back to the predictions. I don't see Cena getting this win. I mean, look, we saw Sami Zayn win in what was this? They did a Fatal 5-Way, right? They basically gave away the main event of Fastlane on SmackDown. They had a Fatal 5-Way. All of these men except for Cena, they had a match. Basically what we're gonna see at Fastlane, but without Cena, and Sami Zayn got the win. Does that mean Sami Zayn's gonna win? Obviously not. If you know WWE in the past, you know if they win the majority of the time. I'm not gonna be too high opinionated about this situation, but majority of the time, when a superstar wins prior to a pay-per-view, that usually means going into the pay-per-view they're not gonna win. So I don't imagine Sami Zayn, you know, process of elimination, guys. Sami Zayn's not gonna win. He won on SmackDown. Kevin Owens, he's not gonna win. I'm sure there's gonna be some sort of feud between Sami and Kevin. There's some big news about that too, but we'll get to that later. Enough with the news. Yeah, so process of elimination, Sami Zayn, he's not gonna win. Kevin Owens, he's got something going on with Sami Zayn. Friendship, foe, whatever it is, very confusing storyline. But whatever it is, I don't, you know, I'm sure that's gonna continue heading into WrestleMania, in whatever odd way they decide to do that. Baron Corbin, you think Corbin, they're gonna put the title on Corbin heading into Mania? Not after what we've seen. For crying out loud, we've seen this guy cash in his Money in the Bank and lose to Jinder Mahal in a cash-in. You know, we've only seen, I think, Damien Sandow, who cashed in and lost. So I don't see Baron Corbin as a threat to really win this match. Dolph Ziggler, you know, it's a very confusing situation with him. He came out with the United States Championship. He won it. He won that whole tournament, and then he came to SmackDown Live the next night, put the title in the ring, walked out. We didn't know what was going to happen. There was speculation that Dolph was going to come back at WrestleMania or leading towards Mania to set up a sort of ladder match like a Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon sort of WrestleMania ladder match. Doesn't look like we're going to get that at all now. We saw Dolph Ziggler return at the Royal Rumble, which was sort of pointless because he came out and just got thrown out eventually. So Dolph, is he a threat? I don't think so. I mean, Dolph is like a wild card. You know, he won that United States Championship a couple weeks ago or a couple months ago, and he won it as the wild card. So could he win? I guess there's a possibility, right? There's a possibility for everyone if, you know, WWE throws a curveball, but I don't see it happening. I see Styles retaining. As much as people are concerned that Styles may lose a title, I don't think there's anything to be concerned about. I think Styles wins this clean, no controversial. If there's any controversy, it's probably going to be between like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens as they, you know, tried to work together and then they went against each other. That whole WWE nonsense. Yeah, I got Styles winning, guys. Who do you got winning? Let me know in the comments. I mean, that's WWE Fastlane, guys. Not a lot of material or matches heading into Fastlane, but like I said before, it's just a pay-per-view. It's just like no pun intended, but it's like a roadblock in the way of WrestleMania. I know they had that pay-per-view called Roadblock. It's basically what it is, man. It's a roadblock, and WWE is just going to get past it and head to WrestleMania. It's only a pay-per-view so that the superstars can get paid, people behind the scenes can get paid, and WWE can have their pay-per-view, and it's time to set up WrestleMania, right? That's what it is. It's just it's a filler. It's basically like a filler. Anyone who watches any shows and knows about fillers and stuff, that's what it is. WWE's version of a filler heading into Mania. So yeah, I mean, that's the stuff on Fastlane, guys. That's my prediction. But here on Showstopper, we don't just end there. We got news and rumors. So stay tuned, guys, and let's get jumping into these news and rumors that are currently going on in the WWE. Crap, in my microphone. Let's jump in, guys. Rich Swann retires from professional wrestling. Did y'all hear about that? Apparently, that was something in the news. I didn't really look into that too much, but yeah, Rich Swann, former 205 Live superstar, recently who got released due to like some allegations. I think they were released as false allegations due to not so much evidence of him like abusing his wife or kidnapping her or something like that. A WWE eventually released him, and they gave him the best for future endeavor statement. And now suddenly we're hearing news that Rich Swann is retiring from professional wrestling. How about that? The Observer, my bad, is reporting that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are currently scheduled for the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. How exciting is that? I'm kidding. That's stupid as... Why is WWE even thinking about that? You know what I mean? Like, you got Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, who honestly have had probably... Even though I don't like the storyline that they're going with, because it seems more like Jericho and Owens all over again, which we saw last year, I'd prefer them to have a singles match at WrestleMania, because, you know, they have that tension. Is it the friendship? Are they enemies? Or, you know, I'm sure at Fastlane we're going to see one of them turn on one another and cost them the title. But, like, them to just throw them in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, man, that's pretty sad, man. These guys have worked their ass off. We've seen Kevin Owens, who worked through a back injury apparently, and he talked about this, I think, on the Edge and Christian I can't talk today, guys, sorry about that, but the Edge and Christian show, apparently, maybe I'm trying to talk too fast, guys. If I'm trying to talk too fast, forgive me. I'm still new to the whole live stream, so let me get my words straight. Like I was saying, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are two of the most talented superstars on SmackDown Live. And to just throw them in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, where we know most likely none of them is going to win it, it's just sad, you know, to know as a fan that's been a supporter, especially of Kevin Owens, man. I've been supporting Kevin Owens since Kevin Steen days. I was following him on YouTube. I was subscribed to his channel. What was it? Was it Following the Escapades or something? I might be wrong, but he used to have a YouTube channel, and I've tried to look at it recently. I'm still subscribed to it, but it says this channel has been taken down. I think that happened once he joined WWE, but he used to do these, like, not daily, or maybe it was daily. I don't know if it was. I know it was constant vlogs that he did where he would travel on the road. He'd sometimes have his son Owens with him, and they would talk wrestling. And he would be in his car driving, and he'd have the camera set up on the dash cam, and he would just talk wrestling and how he's going to the next show and what's planned. He would show a little bit of footage at his indie shows. And, you know, I've just been following this guy for a long time. Very talented guy. I was excited for when he debuted. I was excited for when he came to NXT. I was excited for when he won the WWE Championship, or the WWE Universal Championship, my bad. And to just see WrestleMania 34, 2018, here we are, and Kevin Owens is being thrown in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Like, what is going on there, you know? Like, is there some heat going on backstage or what? Because this is just not right, you know? Like I said, Kevin Owens was working with a back injury, and he continued to travel on these live events and everything and work his ass off. And same for Sami Zayn, man. You know, he's been on shows and he's been working his ass off too. Another guy I've been supporting since his El Generico days with Kevin Steen and stuff back in the indies. But man, terrible terrible to see this. I want to know your guys' thoughts. Are you guys as disappointed as me, or are you guys actually excited? Yeah, get rid of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Put them in the Andre the Giant Moro Battle Royale. You know, maybe if the Battle Royale had had more to give, I guess you would say, such as like a title opportunity in the future, then, you know, then I would look forward to it. You know, they got the Andre the Giant documentary coming out soon. Matter of fact, they just released trailer number 2, which they showed like Arnold Schwarzenegger and a couple celebrities talk about Andre the Giant. So man, I'm looking forward to that. I know that's a little off topic right now, but maybe since that documentary is coming out, we could see some more value added to the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I feel like I highly doubt it, but it would be nice to know, because it's becoming a parody, guys, of a battle royale. You know, I mean, the Money in the Bank at WrestleMania was valuable. You know, when they used to have that at WrestleMania, that was exciting. Now, if Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were thrown into a Money in the Bank ladder match at WrestleMania 34, that I would be all up for. But for them to be in an Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale where we've seen Baron Corbin win, Cesaro, Big Show, and Mojo Rawley, nothing against all those guys, they're great, but the fact that none of them have gotten really anything besides the fact that they come out the next night on SmackDown or Raw and brag about how they're the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale, they got this trophy, you know, like what does any of that matter? You're not being a real threat to any of the superstars. It's not exactly a push, because yeah, you won at WrestleMania, but are people gonna remember this? I feel like years come later, man, people are gonna forget any of these Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winners. Maybe some of the moments, like Cesaro picking up Big Show and throwing him out, maybe that'll be memorable, but I don't know. You know, I'm just disappointed that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are gonna be in this Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal and most likely not win. So, you know, we got a couple of weeks coming. I'm not gonna hit on it too much. Maybe they'll throw them into something else, but it seems like WWE is putting a lot of matches to the side. They're trying to shorten up WrestleMania. You know, I think it was last year that it went way long. It went over the time limit, which is okay. It's on the WWE Network. I feel like they can handle that. Maybe the pay-per-view, the people who order the pay-per-view, I think you can still order the pay-per-view, right? Like for $60 or $70 in HD or something like that. Which is kind of odd. I mean, just get the network. I mean, you know, it's $10. You can cancel it any time. So I'm not trying to sponsor WWE. It sounds stupid. I sound like I'm sponsoring, but the point of the matter is that crap. Actually, I don't even remember what I was talking about. What was I talking about? What the hell was I talking about? I don't know what I was talking about, guys. I forget what I was saying. All right, let's just move on. Let's stop ranting about Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Guys, let me know your thoughts though in the comments. Of course, I always want to hear you guys and your thoughts, and I want to conversate with you guys about everything going on in the WWE. All right, next rumor is another sad WrestleMania build-up. And now I just remember what I was saying. I was talking about how WWE is pushing aside matches to get them off WrestleMania so that they can have time for their gimmick matches, such as Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle versus Triple H and Stephanie, and you know, that's just WWE, man. They're disvaluing, I'm not even sure if that's a word, they're devaluing their titles, and you know, like, why have them hold the titles? And another example of that is that Sheamus and Cesaro are, as the rumors going around, may not even have a match at WrestleMania, but instead the rumor is that they may be in some sort of angle on the show. So, I mean, it's not too bad. So here's what I got in mind for this. This is a little prediction of mine. Come WrestleMania, I think if Cesaro and Sheamus are not going to have a match for the tag team championships, which is kind of disappointing, right? Because, I mean, again, we're talking about two guys who really work their ass off. I know we've seen them on Raw so many times against the Shield in repetitive matches against like Titus O'Neil or Titus Worldwide, but we can't argue that these guys have worked their ass off and put on hell of a shows. You know, again, Sheamus is another guy who was wrestling with an injury. What was it? His spine or something? I believe it was his spine. Another person, just like Kevin Owens, who worked their ass off this year, and we're possibly not going to even see him at WrestleMania. or they're going to be put in an angle. Here's what I think, guys. If, and only if, they don't put them in a match, that what WWE, can't even get my words out, what WWE should do with Sheamus and Cesaro at WrestleMania is, if they're going to have them in some sort of angle, at the very least, maybe WWE can have Sheamus and Cesaro come to the ring. They can cut a promo about, how they're the greatest champions in WWE and how nobody can defeat them. They've defeated everyone. They've lost the titles a couple of times, but every single time they've got them back and they've set the bar. They've not only set the bar, but they are the bar, right? So they can do that, and then WWE can easily have a WrestleMania moment by having a tag team from NXT get caught up. I don't know. We could see AOP, Authors of Pain from NXT. We could see Sanity from NXT. This is a perfect opportunity if WWE's not going to have a match with Sheamus and Cesaro against like a current member of the current roster, right? Why not have a moment, a WrestleMania moment, and have two superstars debut from NXT and kind of shock everyone, right? Because everyone's expecting the night after WrestleMania for an NXT team or an NXT superstar to debut like they've done in the past, and they can do that as well. There's a lot of superstars that are ready to come up, or in my opinion they are, but why not have it happen at WrestleMania? Have one of these teams. I could see that the Authors of Pain, the big two Authors of Pain guys, they come out, they destroy Sheamus and Cesaro in the middle of the ring. And not only will that be a WrestleMania moment, but that makes you want to tune into Monday Night Raw. That's what WWE needs. They need to have their fans want to tune into Monday Night Raw the next night. Because, after WrestleMania, things start to usually die down in momentum and kind of get boring again. But what WWE can do is, like I said, they can have an NXT talent tag team come up to the main roster, and why not happen at WrestleMania? That'd be perfect, right? That's one thing I could see them doing. Why not? I could definitely see that happening. So that's what I think on that whole rumor coming out that Sheamus and Cesaro may not even be on the pay-per-view, or they might have some sort of segment at WrestleMania. The next thing is the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter reports that there are plans to strengthen 205 Live and run more house shows. This is great. This is some news I want to hear, because 205 Live, ever since the rumors have been coming out that, Triple H is taking more control over 205 Live, you can see, man, that 205 Live is changing. And I bragged about this in the past, so I'm not going to brag about it too much. But 205 Live, guys, if you guys aren't tuning in and you're wrestling fans, if you're the diehard wrestling fan, a hardcore, if you're just a casual fan, tune into 205 Live. It's amazing, guys, and the more people that tune in, keep that show going, I'm sure, and it sends a good message to the creators backstage that people are actually interested. So I'm gonna say positive things about it, man. I've seen 205 Live. During this tournament they've had, it's kept me interested. I'm tuning in every week. I'm making sure after SmackDown, after I do the review, that I tune into 205 Live. And if I miss it, I'm definitely gonna watch it back, because this 205 Live tournament, which is gonna culminate at WrestleMania 34, is really interesting, man. And you're seeing all these superstars. We saw Buddy Murphy got brought up. We saw Roderick Strong, and they're really going out there and in that NXT fashion, putting on a show where they're trying to prove their worth and trying to go out there and prove something, that they are talented. So when you see that, man, it's really awesome, and 205 Live's doing a great job of doing that. So hearing that there's possible reports that they're gonna plan to strengthen 205 Live, I'm all for it, guys. Another thing going into WWE, apparently AXS said WWE will be doing another War Games match in November for NXT in Los Angeles, which is the pay-per-view, or not the pay-per-view. Well, yeah, it's a sort of pay-per-view, right? Takeover pay-per-view? I don't know, but the takeover before Survivor Series in Los Angeles. Apparently there was rumors that they're gonna have another War Games, which I'm all for it. I was there live for the War Games here in San Antonio was it San Antonio? I don't even remember, but I was there live for Takeover Houston. Takeover Houston, that's what it was. Survivor Series. I was there for Survivor Series, and I was there for Takeover. And the War Games they put on, man, was awesome. It was was a good show. I never really got to watch the playback, the full match, when I got home, but watching it live, it was a great match, and I heard good things about it. So I could see that being an annual thing in NXT. Why not bring back War Games? But the thing about it is that apparently AXS said WWE will be doing another War Games in Los Angeles. But apparently WWE is saying that that's not the case, and that's false rumors, that's not actually a thing that may happen or not. I don't know. Hopefully we do see something like that. If not, NXT still puts on a hell of a show either way, so they'll find a way to throw on a hell of a show. Speaking of NXT TakeOver, man, the show before WrestleMania is looking to be amazing, man. I guess we can lead into that, but the next rumor going around is that the WWE may not have this year an Intercontinental title ladder match sort of match. In the past years, we've seen them have multi-man ladder matches for the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania. But it looks like this year, the speculation going around is that that's not going to happen. And the reason for that mainly is because NXT TakeOver is hosting a multi-man ladder match for that new NXT North American Championship. I think that's what it's called, right? North American Championship that's coming to NXT. So, yeah, I mean, I see that. Yeah, I understand. WWE doesn't want to have two back-to-back matches that are very similar with the multi-man ladder matches. That's fine. TakeOver ladder match, man, they're going to steal the show with that, so it would be hard to top anyways. Who do we got in that match? I wrote this down earlier. Let me check this out real quick. I know we got a couple of names going into that TakeOver match. Yeah, here it is. We got the Velveteen Dream, Killian Dane, Lars Sullivan, Ricochet, EC3, and Adam Cole. Apparently Adam Cole is questionable, though. He might not be in there because he might be in the tag team championship match as well. But if he doesn't, then dude, this match is gonna go be up there. And I know I'm speaking ahead of myself, but in my opinion, I really imagine WWE TakeOver is gonna be amazing, and this match is gonna be one of those memorable TakeOver matches. I think we see a hell of a match put on at TakeOver between all these men right here. These are some great talented superstars in NXT, and I can definitely see this stealing the show. But there's gonna be a lot of matches that are gonna steal the show. So I think NXT TakeOver is going to steal the show of WrestleMania week. So tune into that, guys. Definitely, man. I know I will. And I'm going to have a review on that that night. So, yeah, stay tuned for that, guys. That's going to be one hell of a night. As I try to reach to my mouse to go through the rumors. All right, I got another one right here. According to Wrestling Observer newsletter, once again, Mysterio, who was injured, apparently he suffered a grade 1 partially torn left bicep during that independent wrestling match he had. So it wasn't that serious as it could have been, or as it was speculated to be. Once the rumor broke out that Rey Mysterio was injured, people were already saying he was going to be out for a long time. He's done for with the WWE, but with that, apparently that's been all shut down, and they've been saying that Rey Mysterio, there's good news that are coming in for him. It was a partially torn bicep. It's a grade 1 torn, so he's gonna do fine. He's still apparently gonna have talks with the WWE soon about possibly returning to the WWE. There's no really timetable for this return or when he's gonna be back or anything, but apparently it's all good news, and good things are coming his way, right? Good thing to hear. It was sad to hear Rey Mysterio just suddenly getting injured. And I saw him at a live independent show recently in, was it El Paso, Texas, or somewhere down south Texas. And he did great, man. He still has it. I can tell you that. He did great. He had a match with Chavo Guerrero, and they had Vicky Guerrero there too. And they were talking about Eddie, and they threw on a good match for an indie show. He still puts a lot of heart into his work in the ring, so looking forward to seeing Ray back in WWE one day. What else we got? Apparently the Ultimate Deletion match between Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy was filmed this past Thursday. and it was filmed at the Hardy Compound in North Carolina. Apparently, Jeremy Borash, and a lot of you guys might not know who that is, but he was one of the guys who was very active with match production back in Impact Wrestling, and apparently he was there for the filming, or he was very involved in the filming of the Ultimate Deletion that went down this Thursday. So hopefully we see a little bit of kind of similar. I mean, we don't want to see the exact same thing we saw between Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy, or at least I don't know if you guys want to, but I know it shouldn't be like a complete copy and paste to WWE thing, but hopefully we get some type of response as in that way, because that match got praised pretty well, between Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy. It was a lot better than the whole WWE's way of getting back at them by having that terrible House of Horrors match. Hopefully we see it more go that way towards that final deletion instead of the way of the House of Horrors match. I was thinking about this the other day, and I was thinking, is there a possibility that we see the Ultimate Deletion happen and then we see a House of Horrors too? Because that's Matt Hardy's place, the Hardy Compound. Maybe they're gonna go and have a House of Horrors too, where they go to Bray's area, because he had the disadvantage at the Hardy Compound. I don't know, just an opinion. I don't know, just something I was thinking about the other day. So yeah, with this Ultimate Deletion, there's word going around that apparently this may not take place at WrestleMania. I know when this came out, everyone kind of like instantly assumed, well, this is building towards WrestleMania. They're gonna have this Ultimate Deletion at WrestleMania, and then people started talking about how, oh wow, it'll be disappointing to be at WrestleMania because it's gonna be it's gonna be pre-filmed, and you're gonna have like thousands of people in attendance, and they're just supposed to stare at a screen and watch this Ultimate Deletion go down. Even if it is a good match, it's still pre-filmed and it's not actually happening in the ring for them. But apparently, speculation going around that this is actually gonna happen and occur. They're gonna show this pre-filmed Ultimate Deletion on Monday Night Raw before WrestleMania. So maybe we see the Ultimate Deletion happen before WrestleMania. I was gonna say maybe we see that also lead to a WrestleMania match between them two. But man, for WWE, who can't even have like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn have a match at WrestleMania, I don't imagine that they're gonna have Matt and Bray have a match at WrestleMania. I know there's been a lot of build going on, sort of. It seems like a lot of lackluster build because WWE sort of has Matt Hardy and Bray just trading promos, and we see Bray defeating Rhino and Heath Slater. Like, it's not that great of a build, so I don't see that exactly heading into WrestleMania. I wouldn't imagine that WWE is gonna go have a match between them and WrestleMania. What else do we got? I already talked about the Andre the Giant trailer. The HBO special, yeah. All right, well then I think it's down to the very last rumor, guys. A big rumor that I've been hearing about that just, I think, came out today. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's been going around for a while. But as of I know, just recently this is coming out. On Saturday, Cassidy Haynes of bodyslam.net. I will stop right there and just say, I'm not sure how reliable of a source this is. I haven't heard much on this whole bodyslam.net, whoever this is coming from. But back to whatever it says. On Saturday, Cassidy Haynes of bodyslam.net reported about the recent episode of Backstage in WWE with Brad Shepard and John Fisher. So some show or something. They got their plug in, right? During the show, the two hosts spoke about hearing that the plans for Carmela and for her to officially cash in the briefcase is apparently at WrestleMania 34. Now, before you think as a Carmela fan, yay, she's going to cash in, she's going to win the championship, or before you think as a person who doesn't like Carmela, oh God, Carmela's going to win the title at WrestleMania, she's going to take it from someone, or whoever wins the SmackDown title. Apparently, they're stating that not only is the word going around that Carmella's going to cash in at WrestleMania 34, but that Carmela will fail to cash in at WrestleMania 34. Now, apparently, Carmella's okay with this backstage because she knows that if Asuka and Charlotte have their match at WrestleMania, now this is all like speculation, guys. We don't even know if this is gonna happen, but let's say Charlotte and Asuka have their match at WrestleMania. Asuka wins, stays undefeated. She wins the SmackDown title, and Carmela runs to the ring and cashes in. Yes, it kind of makes sense that would be a way for Asuka to lose her undefeated streak, because, you know, I mean, we've seen shocking endings when Money in the Bank cash-ins happen, but apparently the rumor is that Carmela would fail to cash in, and that she's fine with it because she knows that if it's against Asuka that she's cashing in, she's going to lose. They're not going to end the streak on Asuka because of Carmela, which, I mean, they could. It's a cash-in. I know it's a loss either way in the record books, but it's more of like you didn't lose the match. You kind of like, you kind of were, you know, it's an interruption in the match, and then you know, she could be beat down already. She'd be Charlotte and Asuka could have such a great match that, you know, she wins, but she's so gassed out, and then Carmela comes in and, you know, finishes her off, whatever. But yeah, that's not the case. The word going around is that Carmella's going to cash in. She's going to lose at WrestleMania 34, and that she's okay with it because it's Asuka. She's going to lose, and if she's going to lose the Money in the Bank in some sort of way, why not have it at the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania? So let me know what you guys think about that. I don't know what to say about that, you know? I mean, for somebody like Carmela who's held the Money in the Bank briefcase that long, I can't help but kind of think it is kind of disappointing, you know what I mean? Like, it is kind of like you're building up to eventually she's going to cash in. But she is running out of time, because I think once the next Money in the Bank pay-per-view comes around, you know, the briefcase is apparently like invalid or whatever, expiration date. I don't know I don't think it's ever happened where they've actually kind of gone a whole year over the Money in the Bank with the briefcase. But yeah, I think her time's coming up, and I guess it makes sense. I mean, do I want to see Asuka lose to Carmela if she cashes in? No. I feel like, you know, I feel like they could build Asuka more. You know, I'm sure eventually we'll see Asuka and Ronda Rousey have a stare down, and they'll have the undefeated streak of Asuka versus Ronda Rousey. I think we see that maybe SummerSlam. I don't know. That's far predictions. That's way in the future. But this whole Carmela situation, I guess, you know, it makes sense. If she's gonna cash in to Asuka, then yeah, you know, I guess she fails to cash in. If that makes sense, you know. Like I said, it's just hard for me to say that because Carmela has held that briefcase for a while, and you kind of like, you've seen her tease it. And I'm not a big fan of people failing to cash in. It does make sense, though. You know, I'd hate for everyone that cashed in to win, because then it's kind of obvious, right? They cash in, they're going to win. It's sort of, you know, with this whole Baron Corbin and Damian Sandow who failed to cash in, it kind of adds that intrigue. Like, well, hold on, they're cashing in, but that doesn't mean they're the champion yet. They could still lose. So it does add that, like, you know, it could go either way type of feeling. But it would definitely, I think, bring in some more excitement to the WrestleMania to see that happen, for another cash-in to kind of go down. We saw Seth do it, but, you know, Seth did it successfully. So we could see Carmela do it unsuccessfully. Would be pretty interesting. Guys, that's it for me. We're about to hit an hour on the live stream. Again, guys, for anyone watching this on playback, hit the subscribe, guys. Hit the subscribe button, guys, because Monday Night Raw reviews, Tuesday SmackDown reviews. Join me for Saturday's show, Showstopper. You know, like I said in the beginning of the show, I'm usually joined by my co-host Nate, and we kind of go back and forth about the rumors or speculation and WWE pay-per-view reviews. You know, this is where, you know, takeover reviews will go down. But, you know, unfortunately today he couldn't join me, but that's okay. For times like this, I'll still be with you guys. So tune in. After Monday Night Raw, I'll be here. After SmackDown Live, I'll be here. Saturdays at 9 p.m. Central Time, you'll find me here for Showstopper. And on Sundays, such as tomorrow for Fastlane, you can find me here. So be sure to find me right here and subscribe so you can get notified. Hit the bell, and you'll know when I'm live. And we'll talk WWE Fastlane review. We'll see what went down. We'll see if our predictions were right, if they were wrong. That's it for me, guys. I don't got too much to say here. I appreciate anyone who was watching the show tonight. Anyone who stayed tuned to the end, anyone who watched from the beginning, anyone who's watching this in the future. If you didn't watch this live, it's okay. Thanks for watching. Thanks for anyone who supports, subscribes, follow on Twitter, guys. I think it's TWOW show on Twitter. Follow us there for news and stuff. And for if anything goes wrong with the live stream, I'll be on there to let you guys know. That's about it for me, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm your host, Jake Randy, and it's been another Showstopper, episode number 3. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time, which is tomorrow for WWE Fastlane. Alright, guys, that's it for me. I'll see you guys later. Let's get on up out of here. Alright, guys. I will see y'all if I can figure out how to push stop streaming. Alright, guys, take care.